Hey, it's Cody. This is new in Nashville. KNCI is new in Nashville. And today we have Shane Profitt with us.
Hello.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome back to Sacramento. You were here for Golf and Guitars a few years ago.
I was, yes, ma'am.
That was a good time.
Yeah.
Now, you're originally from the Nashville area, right? Could you
Right.
tell us about where you grew up?
Yeah, I grew up about 40 to 45 minutes south of Nashville in Columbia, Tennessee. Born and raised. Whenever I was growing up, it was a really small town and city, but it's grown now. I think we have I don't even know how many people. I graduated with probably 250 people.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that is the biggest high school in whole county.
Do you think growing up in that area inspired you to work in country music?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Well, and especially so, my mom, I say she's like a walking jukebox. I remember my mom would be standing there cooking supper at the stove, and she had a little radio up underneath the counter, and she would always turn it on anytime she was cooking. She'd be blaring Merle Haggard or Gretchen Wilson or just anything and everything. And my mom actually used to cut hair, and she used to cut George Jones's hair.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, and I thought that was the coolest freaking thing.
I mean, that is the coolest freaking thing.
Yeah, yeah. And then so the movie I Walk the Line, that came out, and I used to cry because I wanted to be Johnny Cash, and I cried because my parents wouldn't name me Johnny Cash.
They wouldn't like rename you?
Rename me Johnny Cash, yeah. And I was like, I can just go by it. You don't have to change my name.
You don't have to do it legally. You can just call me Johnny
exactly.
Cash.
And then so I used to beg her to go because George had a barbershop in his house.
Okay.
And so she would literally just drive to his house and cut his hair. And I used to be like, Mama, please take me, please take me. Yeah, and she never would, but.
Oh. And just growing up there, you were like, okay, when did you start playing music and when did you know, okay, I think I have something here?
So I always really enjoyed listening to music. 16 and 17, especially whenever I got my own truck and I discovered Spotify and Apple and YouTube and all that stuff. That's when I kind of ventured out on listening to music on my own because I always enjoyed listening to Gretchen Wilson and Rascal Flatts and stuff because I was born in 2000.
Sure.
Keith Urban, all those guys. So I listened to pretty much whatever my mom listened to. But then whenever I turned 16 and 17, that's when I found Randy Houser, Jamie Johnson, Justin Moore, guys like that. And then I even threw it back even further and started listening to Keith Whitley and Merle Haggard. And then I would say, because my whole family had bluegrass roots. They grew up in East Kentucky. I'm actually the only one in my whole family that was born in Tennessee. So at all of our family functions, everybody would bring an instrument, and after everybody would get done eating, they'd sit around in a big circle and play bluegrass.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, and so I imagine this. I would get an extra piece of pie, and I'd just be sitting there watching everybody play and listening. And anyway, I was 18 when my granddad asked me what I wanted for Christmas. And I told him I wanted to learn how to play guitar. And he said, well, what do you want to learn how to play? I said, Hank Jr. So he taught me G, C, and D on the guitar. And after that, I went to, I call it YouTube University.
Right.
And anytime I had any trouble, because to this day, I still can't read music. I just hear it.
Okay.
And so I learned a few more chords and everything, and I would start playing songs, and I got where I could, play covers and stuff and sing with them. And then I started songwriting, and I found out how much I love songwriting when I was 19.
Okay. Gosh, you were just 18 and 19 when you got started? I mean, that's crazy because you're not that much older.
I'm 25 now. Yeah.
So to see how far you've come in such a short period of time, I mean, that's incredible.
It is. I'm blessed.
One of the coolest parts of your story, your country music story, is you actually got your first deal based off of a sushi date, right? Did I read this correctly?
Yeah, you did.
Could you tell us that story?
So I met Chris Jansen on a first date. I was out with this girl I'd never been out with before. I asked her what she wanted to eat. She said, Shane, I really like sushi. And I'd never even tried it, right?
Are you kidding me?
Oh, no, I'd never tried it. And the thought of it freaked me out.
That's crazy for a first date, by the way.
I know.
For like your first time.
Yeah, first time. Well, I didn't want to tell her like, oh, I've never done this,
Yeah, you got to play it cool.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, yeah, whatever. So I wasn't gonna be like, can we just go to Cracker Barrel or something, So,
right? Which actually I would have preferred. So,
yeah, me too. Trust me. But Chris Jansen held the door for me when we walked in,
Oh my gosh.
And I ended up going up to him, introducing myself, telling him what a fan I was, and that I wrote songs. Well, his wife ended up, I was sitting there holding my sushi receipt when I went up to him. She goes, is that your receipt? I was like, yes, ma'am. And she said, here. She pulled out an ink pen and wrote down her email and said, send us some songs, and you have our word, we'll listen to it. So I'm over the moon at this point. Well, I go out to my truck. And by the way, I tried one piece of sushi and I spit it out. I was like, I'll hit McDonald's on the way home.
I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I pulled out that receipt when I got in the truck. And at this point, I completely forgot about my date, you know. And so I pulled out that receipt and I punched in that email and I sent 3 or 4 of the best songs I thought I'd written at the time. And at the bottom of the email, I put, if y'all ever need anything, here's my phone number. And I pressed send on the email. I didn't really hear anything back. And 2 weeks later, I'm weed eating a ditch. So I used to be the guy to cut the grass in the medians of the road.
Okay.
For the city of Columbia.
Okay.
It's like a government job. And so I was weed eating a ditch on, like, I think it was a Wednesday morning at like 9 or 9:30. And I felt my phone ringing and I pulled it out. And the caller ID just said Jansen.
Gosh.
And I answered it and I said, hello. He said, hey, this is Chris Jansen. I was like, oh my gosh, you know, like freaking out. And he goes, man, I listened to those songs you sent my wife, and said, they're good. Said, I want you to do me a favor. I said, okay. Said, I want you to go put in your 2-week notice and come out on tour with me. And so I did.
Oh my.
And so I got to go out on tour with Chris, and then while I was on that tour with him, I got my first publishing deal with Anthem Entertainment, and I actually got 2 cuts on Chris Jansen on that record that he released at the time, and it was just that's when kind of the roller coaster started.
Right.
And yeah, so now I 2 years ago I had my first ever song at radio called "How It Ought to Be," made top 15.
Great song, by the way.
Thank you. Made top 15, and I was just over the moon, and you know I thought everything was going my way. That was our first and last date at that sushi restaurant, by the way.
Okay.
And so I later met my now fiance.
Right. Okay. So it's not the same woman. I was going to ask.
No, ma'am.
Okay.
No, ma'am. So I met my girl. She was my girlfriend at the time, Chloe. Had the top 15. Everything was going good, and found what I thought was our forever home, and closed on it. And anyway, I closed on the house, and literally the same week, things happened. And I lost my record deal with that previous record label. And I had no idea how in the world I was going to pay my first mortgage. I was scared to death.
Oh, I would have been too.
And so I started writing songs, and I thought, well, if the artist thing ain't going to work, I'm going to try to make it as a song.
Sure.
Because I'm neck deep in the music. There's no turning back at this.
You made it that far. You got to keep going.
Exactly. Like when the going gets tough, you don't give up.
Right.
You know. So I just those weeks where I didn't have a record deal, I was writing anywhere from 10 to 12 songs a week.
Wow.
I would try to double write every day, and so I'd write one in the morning, one in the afternoon. And anyway, so then I met. So I switched management too, and I started working with a guy named Clarence Spalding. He does Aldine, Brooks and Dunn. Used to do Reba, Rascal Flatts,
Wow.
Darius Rucker, all the a lot of the greats.
Yeah.
So he said, "Man, let's get you another deal." And so we met Triple Tigers, which is my new record label. We signed with them, and all those songs that I was accumulating, trying to get cuts, I went in and I picked what I thought was the best ones, and we went and cut those a few weeks ago. And I got engaged to my fiance, so that happened 3 weeks ago. And so life is, like this a lot of times, but right now I'm just on the up and I don't want to come down.
And I don't think that you will, because I love your new song,
Thank you.
Long Live Country. Could you tell us about that?
So
what it means to you?
Yeah, Long Live Country. So as a songwriter, I always say I'm a songwriter before I'm an artist, because I wanna sing songs that are real and that people can relate to, and I feel like I've grown as a songwriter. And with that being said, you write songs that make people want to drink a 6-pack of beer or punch a hole through drywall or call an ex or whatever it may be. But at the same time, you also want songs that people want to roll the windows down and fly down a back road listening to, and that's what this new song is. And actually, so we sat down to write this song, and we kind of braked for lunch a little bit. And so we had wrote chorus and first verse, and one of the guys I was writing with, I can't remember which one it was. I wrote it with Matt Rogers and Lindsey Rhymes, both amazing songwriters. One of them had DoorDashed or something and went downstairs to get the food. And so I'm sitting there scrolling through on Instagram or Facebook or something, and it was the 2 or 3 year anniversary of Joe Diffie's passing away. And so I was sitting there looking at it, and I was like, man, it don't get much more country than Joe Diffie. So
yeah, you're not kidding.
we reference that in the second verse. Mm-hmm. So it's really cool to kind of pay a tribute to that, because that's one of the ones that I did grow up listening to.
Yeah.
So it's a really cool windows down jam.
Yeah, it's a good time for sure.
And it's a lot of fun to play live too.
Yeah.
It's cool to stand up on stage and just watch everybody's head kind of get to bobbing when you're playing it live.
Absolutely. But you also write emotional, sentimental songs. You played some songs before this for us, and there's a song about your dad. Would you mind talking about that briefly? I know this.
Yeah.
You know, it's an emotional story. It is.
It is. So, you know, things happen, and I caught my dad in a bad situation. Him and my mom had been married 34 years, I guess. And anyway, I caught him cheating on my mom, and I wrote a song about it called "You Could Do Anything," and it's by far the most personal song I've ever written. Mm-hmm. And honestly, when I wrote it, I had no intentions of anybody ever hearing it. And I just wrote it for myself. And I've never had a song that I've written and I've left going, you know, I don't think anybody would ever hear this, but if somebody did, I feel like this is the quality of, knock on wood, hopefully at some point, you know, making people feel something that they've never felt before through music.
Yeah.
And I feel like in that moment that we wrote that song, for me, that filled that kind of emptiness.
Sure.
In that moment. And with that being said, we recorded it, and that's the first time I've ever actually cried writing a song, which is crazy because I'm sitting up here in camo and big bearded guy, and you're like, oh, that dude don't cry. I do, and I did. And I think it's important to kind of show your emotions, because I'm not one to necessarily talk about my feelings.
Sure.
But I'll write a song about them. So
that's your outlet.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's why you make good music.
I appreciate it.
Because you're able to translate that. Now, what is that song called, and is it out yet?
It's not out yet. It's called "You Could Do Anything." It's my first ever piano song.
Oh, wow.
And so it's piano driven. There's also some strings, like orchestra, on it, which is crazy too to kind of think about. You look at me, you think steel guitar and electric guitar, but I really wanted to dig deep on this one because it is the most special song I've ever been a part of.
Yeah.
It's not out yet, but hopefully it will be soon. And it is recorded though, and I'm really excited for everybody.
Well, I'm excited to hear the recording, and it is very good. So looking forward to that. Switching gears here, we'll talk about something a little more fun. We'll wrap up with this. Did you see the viral video of the World Championship turkey calling contest?
The gobble?
Have you heard of this?
The gobble?
Yes. Do you know what this is?
Yeah. I got buddies in it.
Are you serious? Oh my gosh, that is so funny because I know you turkey hunt. I'm not just judging a book by its cover.
Yeah, no, I do.
I saw on your Instagram that you turkey hunt. Yeah. Do you do a turkey call?
I mean, if I like, I'll do a diaphragm call, but I don't have one on me.
Okay, right.
But I mean, like, you can, so there's all kinds of turkey calls. You have a box call, you have a tube call, you have a slate call, you have a diaphragm, you have all these, and you even have the little gobble shakers or whatever they're called. But yeah, no, it's a real, and you know what's crazy?
Because it just went viral. Like Barstool Sports shared it. I saw it on TikTok first. The comments were hilarious, by the way.
I had people sending it to me.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. I had people sending it to me like, this is your long lost brother or whatever it was they said.
Because you do. You have similar vibes.
Yeah, that's what they said. That's what they said.
That's why I brought it up, to be
Yeah,
honest.
and they also have duck calling competitions.
Do they?
Yeah, they have competitions for everything. I feel like.
I mean, that's
nowadays.
true, yeah.
But those competitions actually, if you win for like the best turkey call or whatever, you can make a lot of money.
Well, I think we saw the prize was $10,000. It
Yeah.
could have even been more, but they had sponsors. They have
Oh, yeah.
sponsors on the back of their shirts.
Absolutely, yeah, they're
So
like
this is a
fully
thing.
sponsored and decked out.
Yeah.
You get to go around the country getting paid to gobble like a turkey.
That
Crazy.
is so funny to me, and
Yeah.
I love that you knew something about it. That's why I knew to ask you.
Somebody said it to me yesterday, actually.
And you've got buddies in it. That makes it
Yeah.
even funnier.
I have buddies that, yeah, one of my really good friends, he actually does the duck calling competition.
Okay.
And actually, another one of my good buddies used to win them all the time.
Really?
Yeah, Jimbo Ronquest.
So funny. Question, real quick. Why do they walk around the room?
You know, I have no idea. I've never done it. I've been at some
Mm-hmm.
before at NWTF, which is National Wildlife Turkey Federation. You're like, it's a convention for rednecks. But it is.
Sounds
it
fun,
is.
actually.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It totally is a convention for rednecks. But I guess maybe, because I mean, it sounds different. It sounds different at different angles of the room.
Okay, so the judges want to hear it from, okay.
Yeah, I mean, because they're literally trying to make it sound like a live turkey.
Got it. That's the
So.
whole point of the competition.
Yeah, I wanna prank some of those because the judges are behind a curtain, so they can't see anything that's going on.
Oh, okay. That makes a little more sense
Yeah,
then.
they can't see anything that's going on. So I would love to get like a live turkey in there to see like does the live turkey beat the person and not even let them know about it.
That would
you
be
know?
funny. Oh
Yeah,
my
it
gosh,
would.
I would love that. We got to get that going viral next year.
Absolutely.
All right, Shane. Well, thank you so much for being here and coming
Thank
back
you.
to Sacramento. And we can't wait for new music.
you
Seriously, the
very
song
much.
that you played for us earlier brought a tear to my eye. So
Thank you.
looking forward to that.
Thank you. Thank y'all.
All right. And that was new in Nashville.